God is guiding you toward His will for your life even when you're not aware of it, even in times when you're feeling discouraged. It's important to remember that, so I thought I'd share an example from Paul's own personal journey to encourage you. God brought Paul to Corinth after he'd preached with little result in Athens, a city wholly given to idolatry, Acts 17 verse 16. Before his time in Athens, Paul had gone through all kinds of trials and endured great opposition, especially from hostile Jews, wherever he traveled. As Paul made his way to Corinth, it was a low point in his life. He must have felt very alone and discouraged, with no clear direction and no one to talk to about the things he'd seen or about what might be next in God's plan for his life. Shortly before Paul arrived in Corinth, Aquila and Priscilla also entered the ancient port city for the first time. This husband and wife team had just experienced a very discouraging ordeal themselves, having been ordered to leave their home in the city of Rome simply because they were Jewish believers. Aquila and Priscilla didn't know Paul. In fact, they most likely had never even heard of him. But soon after Paul arrived in Corinth, the paths of these three gospel preachers crossed as they walked the streets of this unfamiliar city. This would prove to be a divine connection, something the Lord did supernaturally, bringing these three people from different parts of the world to converge in the same city, on the same spot, at the same time for His purposes. God will do the same for you. He has a path ordained for you, and divine connections along that path that will be a part of His plan for your life. So never let feelings of discouragement pull you away from seeking God. He is faithfully preparing the way ahead of you in ways you're not even aware of. Guys, before I close, I want to share something that I felt was from God. I feel the Lord is getting ready to do something very big very soon. I feel God wants us to put aside the worries and cares of this world and get ready for an earthly invasion from heaven. I feel He wants us to stay conformed to His image like never before. Not long ago, I had a vision of an uncountable number of angels standing in what appeared to be like an outer courtyard of the great city. They had amassed and were in full battle array. It was as if they were waiting for just one command from the Lord. Guys, I only know in part, and I only see in part, but it looked like God is getting ready to move in such a way like the world has never known before. I just wanted to leave you with something to think about today. Abba up and look up because our redemption is drawing ever so near. Much love and Maranatha.